Imagine this. You're sitting at home scrolling your phone, and suddenly you see breaking news, missiles launched, cities under attack, war escalating. You're not in that country. You're completely safe. But still, your heart rate increases. You feel uneasy. A strange anxiety creeps in. You refresh your feed again and again and again. Why does this happen? Why does a war happening thousands of kilometers away feel so personal? Hello and welcome everyone. In today's video, we are going to explore something very important: the psychology of war. Not the battlefield, not the politics, but what happens inside your mind. We'll understand why wars create stress globally, why people feel fear even from far away, and how ongoing conflicts like Iran-Israel are affecting mental health worldwide. Because the truth is, war is no longer limited to borders. It travels through screens and settles inside our minds. Earlier, wars were distant. If a conflict happened, only people nearby were directly affected. News traveled slowly. Information was limited. But today, thanks to smartphones, social media, and 24/7 news cycles, war is live-streamed. Every explosion, every headline, every rumor reaches you instantly, and not just information, but emotionally charged content. For example, during recent tensions between Iran and Israel, millions of people across the world were constantly consuming updates, notifications, videos, expert opinions, panic tweets. Even if nothing directly affected them, they were emotionally inside the conflict. It's like your mind doesn't know the difference between watching the war and experiencing it. Let's start with the biggest reason: information overload. Today's news is designed to grab attention, and nothing grabs attention more than fear. Breaking alerts, graphic visuals, emotional storytelling, fear-driven headlines. Your brain is constantly bombarded. But here's the problem. Your brain cannot easily differentiate between "I am in danger" and "I am watching danger." So what happens? Your body reacts as if you are under threat. Stress hormones increase, your heart rate rises, your mind becomes restless. This is called vicarious trauma, feeling trauma indirectly by watching others suffer. And during intense conflicts like Iran-Israel, when news cycles run 24/7, this effect becomes even stronger. You're not just watching news, you're absorbing stress repeatedly. Now comes the second factor: uncertainty. War creates one powerful question: what happens next? Will this escalate into a global war? Will powerful countries get involved? Will this affect my country? Will prices rise? Your brain hates uncertainty. It always tries to predict the future. But during conflicts, the future becomes unclear. And that uncertainty creates anxiety, especially in Middle East conflicts, because the region is critical for global energy supply. Even a small escalation can impact fuel prices, inflation, and global markets. So even if you're sitting in Pakistan, India, or Europe, you start worrying about your future. Not because you are in danger, but because your stability feels uncertain. Here's something very interesting. Anxiety spreads like a virus. This is called collective anxiety. When millions of people are talking about war, posting fears, sharing emotional content, that energy spreads across society. Social media amplifies this effect massively. One tweet becomes panic. One video becomes fear. One rumor becomes mass anxiety. And the more you consume, the more it feels real. Suddenly, an entire society starts feeling uneasy, even if nothing has actually happened to them. This is why sometimes you feel anxious without even knowing exactly why. Another powerful reason is emotional connection. When you see families suffering, children in danger, cities destroyed, your brain automatically empathizes. You imagine, what if this was my city? What if this was my family? This is called emotional simulation. Your brain creates a mental scenario and reacts as if it's real. And because modern media shows very personal, human stories, faces, names, interviews, the impact becomes even deeper. You're not just seeing numbers, you're seeing people. And that makes it impossible to stay emotionally detached. Now let's connect this to something very real: money. Conflicts in the Middle East, especially involving countries like Iran and Israel, directly affect global economies. Oil prices fluctuate, markets become unstable, trade routes get disrupted. And what does this mean for you? Higher fuel prices, expensive groceries, job uncertainty. Even if you're not consciously thinking about it, your brain detects instability, and instability equals stress. So your anxiety is not just emotional, it's also economic. Here's a modern problem most people ignore: doom scrolling. You keep scrolling, looking for updates, hoping for clarity, but instead, you find more fear. and your brain gets stuck in a loop. Fear, scroll, more scrolling. This continuous exposure makes anxiety worse. You think you are staying informed, but you're actually exhausting your mind. Some people say, why worry? It's not happening in our country. But this thinking is incomplete. Because in today's globalized world, no conflict is truly local anymore. Everything is connected, economically, politically, and psychologically. Think of the world like a giant web. If one corner shakes, the entire web vibrates. That's exactly how modern conflicts work. So the next time you feel anxious while watching war news, remember, your reaction is completely normal, but overexposure is harmful. Take breaks, limit news intake, avoid doom scrolling. Protect your mental health, because staying informed is important, but staying mentally stable is essential. If you found this video insightful, do like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, have you ever felt anxious because of global news? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.